Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Inner Conquest, the world's greatest modern metaphysics channel. I'm your host, Jacob Edens, and today we're going to be discussing the architecture of the self and how you build yourself up. So, when you begin to understand that there is a correlation between what you are thinking, imagining, and feeling and its reverberative response in the reflection of your world, you are waking up. You're understanding that the mental dialogues that you entertain are actually building blocks of reality, right? So when you think about yourself, you think about yourself as a reality creator, right? What does that mean? What does that mean to actually create reality? Well, in the same way that you inhabit your body, right? What happens when you inhabit your body? It comes to life and is animate, right? So you are essentially a source of life, right? So when you engage in a state, a mental movie, mental dialogues, feeling of wish fulfilled, any of that stuff, what are you really doing? You're putting your presence into it and animating it, right? So when you start to understand the foundations of metaphysics through law of attraction, law of assumption, law of reversibility, whatever laws that you like, right? You just are operating in that unseen realm to manifest things. What does manifest mean? It means to bring unseen to seen. How do I turn my thought into a thing? Because if I can turn my thought into a thing, then I have the ability to shape any circumstance, right? I have the ability to overcome any limitation because I can always outthink and see myself as a version that has overcome that thing, right? So now you have uncapped potential, right? When you understand the basics, what you want to do is leverage these tools not just to get things outside of you, right? Because what your experience is primarily based on is who you are 24/7, okay? You're stuck with you. You can never escape yourself, meaning that anything that you really don't like externally is really just a state of consciousness that's either stuck to you or carried within that gets reflected externally, right? So when people are like, oh man, I need to do this to get this. Well, if you got that thing, how would you feel? Oh, I'd feel way better. Okay, well, feeling way better is the vibrational reality that you need to build internally at that frequency because everything is magnetized to you. You're in an electromagnetic field. You are a magnet, right? So controlling the magnet allows you to control what the magnet is basically bringing in all the time, right? Kind of like a fisherman or whatever. So when you think of these things, right, what happens as a natural progression is you first go and say, well, let me think about having this, or let me think about doing this, let me think about doing this. And these are all great ways to test the response time of how the external reality is influenced through your internal machinations, if you will, right? Now, as you go down that pathway, you will realize that one thing is in common with everything, and that is you are involved in whether it's a meeting with a person, a place, or a circumstance. So when you are involved as a core cooperative component, if you want to say that, right? What you want to prioritize with this type of methodology is internally building yourself up in the same way that if you were in a video game, you want to level your character up, right? So good news is that when you do affirmations, visualizations, or whatever for you, whatever you want, after you do that, you go back to daily life and doing things that are routine for you, whether you're brushing your teeth, getting dressed, going to work, etc., right? So you have these time durations of you operating in your life, right? Regardless of whether or not you're doing sats or holding feeling states or whatever, right? So there's chronic moods and attitudes that you have throughout your day. Using these processes to build yourself up makes you the person who has all the other stuff externally. So as you go throughout the day, understand that you are more important than anything because just in the same way, if you left your body right now, how effective would your body be? It would fall over and ants would eat it. It would be ant food. But with you, you can build an empire, right? So you are more valuable than anything that this world tries to put above you, okay? Understanding that through your thought and through your focus, you create reality puts you at the top of the food chain, okay? So anything that's given you trouble, anything that's a thorn in your side, you want to understand that it's all okay, it's all solvable, but more important, am I allocating my mental thought, energy, and resources to a problem when the same cost for anything is applied to what I focus on? Meaning that I can focus on having 1 cup of coffee, but I can also focus on having 1,000 cups of coffee. It's the same mental bandwidth. There is nothing that is more important than a castle versus a button in the scape of your mind, because it's just an image in a feeling state in a story layered on top, okay? So once you understand that, one thing to prioritize is building yourself up as the greatest version of yourself, because the better you feel about your chronic daily existence, the better and more aligned, more symmetrical, more perfect that electromagnetic field around you is going to become, which means things only of that caliber can come to you, right? So a majority, and this is my personal recommendation, right? You are absolutely free to leverage these tools to do whatever you want. It's not for me to decide anything about how you should or want to live your life. But from my perspective, the most effective utilization of your mental faculties and resources is to self-build, okay? You see people self-deteriorate all the time through doubt, fear, worry, shame, guilt, right? Those things have addictive properties and are sometimes needed to be weaned off of. And oftentimes we want to shift circumstances even when we're using metaphysics as the guise to shift those circumstances, because when the circumstances will feel better about ourselves. But it's an inverted scope of reality, because that thing can never fulfill you, because that thing is the product of a state. And if you don't inhabit the state, then you are not one with the state and you cannot experience fulfillment, right? So using your internal dialogue, your feeling states, and your mental movies to self-project ideal self-concepts is a very powerful thing, because as you go throughout your day and you're doing these mundane things, if you can get to the point to where your internal voice is, I'm the best, I'm crushing it, everything is working out for me, I am really, really enjoying this experience, everything keeps going my way, everything keeps getting better and better and better, I'm feeling great about myself, everything that I want is coming to me because of who I am a quality person, I am disciplined, I am a master of using these laws to get what I want, I am the version of myself who gets what they want by using these laws easily. Everything is easy for me. My life is exceptionally easy because I'm a great person. Why am I a great person? I just have always been a great person. Everything keeps working better and better and better for me. I feel really, really good. My mind is sharp. Everything is working better. You build these internal states that in the same way somebody who has a fear-based state will chronically default back to that. You can build a self-perpetuating system that continues to build you up, 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 up. And your life just keeps getting better and better and better due to that. So anything that you want, understand that there's a version of you that has that normalized, right? And so you're just accessing that self-concept of the individual who has that the way that they want it, right? And one thing is in common, in my perspective, with the version of yourself that has what they want. They feel really good now. Why? Because they don't have the problem. If you took the rock out of the shoe, they be walking, okay? So just build yourself up when in doubt of any of this. If you ever waver in terms of, if this is working or this is taking a long time, this is da-da-da-da-da, it's all good. You're going to figure it out 100% of the time. But don't dwell in that uncertainty. Go back, be certain, and build yourself internally from that internal dialogue. See things working out for you because you enjoy the imaginative act. Enjoy your craft of using metaphysics. If you want to become a skilled metaphysician, means that you need to do the basics all the time. So how do you stay consistent with doing the basics all the time? Well, you really like doing it. So how do you like doing something? Well, it feels really, really good. And the best feeling in the world is self-empowerment. So continue down the journey of self-empowerment and understand that as you rise in power, your desires or, whatever you're looking to create will come to you naturally because of the quality of your magnetism. So I know you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to leave video ideas that you'd like to see in the future in the comments. Additionally, the link tree has all the coaching for the Spartan 1, the Inner Conquest, you name it. It's all there. Just check out the link tree if you want to work with me. The most important thing that I have to say today, guys, is go conquer, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.